Yes, today is Maima is with us from Morocco, and she's a very enthusiastic young environmental engineer. I request her to tell us about the circularity model, and especially in the prospect of Morocco, and then the suggestions for the worldwide. So please, Maima.
Okay, so first, when we talk about circularity of water, it's not just about reusing water, it's about understanding the full consequences and the full scope of making that reuse of water possible. And here where I see the importance of the life cycle impact assessments, because LCA, it looks to the whole picture, the energy needed for the wastewater treatment if we want to use it, you see, the energy needed also for the transportation from point A to point C in order to reuse that water, the chemicals used, and also what we will avoid in terms of environmental impacts if we reused this water. And we should know also that it really depends on where we are doing the assessment, where we are studying the process. Because if we are talking about a country where the energy mix is decarbonized, is not the same if in another context in another country where even the treatment of this wastewater will have a bigger environmental footprint or carbon footprint if we talk about emissions. So it really depends, and LCA tell us when, where, and how is actually working, and how it could be climate positive to reuse the water in the processes industries or and so on. So that's for it. So that's how I link LCA, and that's how it's important to take into consideration the whole picture, instead of saying, "Oh, just good, yeah, recycling waters could be a very good solution in order to be that, to reduce our carbon footprint." But it could not be the same, because from my experience, I cannot say this is environmentally efficient if I didn't do the whole study and see the different perspectives, from the raw materials to the energy consumption to transportation. Everything should be took in consideration.
Good. So, what you think about that the evolution of the science and the climate, and now we are what we our prediction was from the United Nations and the scientists were that 1.5 degree we are increasing, and this circularity model will help our planet.
Sorry, I think internet. I didn't hear well the question.
I repeat, our
Okay.
oceans are warming up, our planet is warming up, and glaciers are melting. So, do you think this circularity model will help us, our planet?
Yes, of course, it's important, and I see that. Especially, I'm gonna take Morocco in consideration. For example, we as an African country have a very critical problem regarding to water, because we have a water scarcity country. So we are thinking about strategies in order to use the non-conventional water sources, such as wastewater, a desalination of um, seawater. Those are very those sectors. Yes, it's those actions are done in order to mitigate the problem. But at the same time, while we are mitigating and while we are trying to find a solution for the water problem, we could have another environmental impacts that are much important with the water circularity. And from this, I see the importance of the preventive approach, which mean like taking in consideration, for example, for an industrial or a stakeholder who wants to have an investment in such in any industry, he should take in consideration the consumption of water and the water problem, circularity of water also, at a very early stage, in order to have this preventive approach and not wait until we have the problem, then trying to uh, to find a solution. So this is how I see things, and this is how I see the preventive approach and having a good strategy from the beginning for circularity in the water in such efficient way, not just to reuse it.
Thank you very much. And this is the overall that how we can this can be helpful. Not only the reusing the circularity model can be beneficial to our planet and our Earth and our countries. So, what about the fastly changing climate and environment? And do you think that the artificial intelligence tool AI or IoT, Internet of Things, can help the human and this planet?
Yes, of course. Like, we are like its effects, and we should adapt, get adapt to it, and it's a very good opportunity. I think. I do believe that having those tools for circularity could be very if we take an industry for the monitoring system, let's take just the monitoring system of air quality of water sorry, for water quality, of the output of any plants or industrial plants. For example, this will be very efficient in order to monitor the influence of the industry and see how it affects the environment, and even see how it gives us also an idea about the efficiency of the process itself, because it's an output from the process. So it's win-win. We will see the environmental impact and also the efficiency of our process. And I do believe that using these tools, it's good for having such a database for our emissions or our process, in order to you reuse it in other studies, for example, or even LCA, or in other approaches. So it's really important to having those tools. It's becoming mandatory. Become mandatory with time, because, for example, if we took the CBAM now, the CBAM mechanism, the carbon border mechanism,
Yes,
they everything is talking about the transparency, and we cannot do this if we didn't measure first. So if we cannot measure, we cannot improve.
yes,
If we
very
have
good.
data and we know what we are going to do, we will get to find solutions and improve it. So this is how I see things regarding to using those tools and AI and LCA. And even AI is now used for LCA just to having data, because the importance of data nowadays. It's everything.
Very good, very nice. And but I also interact with many scientists and engineers, and they all are the focusing on the data, like a brick system, the package, the data we have. We shall have more brainstorming. We shall have more interaction. We shall come up with more solutions. So the human is developing, and with this AI has a catalytic effect. So in boosting the research tools and the management tools. Like we started with, in my country, I see that plastic bags they banned, and then the more things coming. Still, now the working with waste to energy and now waste to value. Not only the energy that we are putting our efforts on one side, multiple side, like making a fertilizer, a useful thing, and nutrient recovery. So all this,
Yeah.
like you, the young engineers, putting their efforts and thinking and giving this marathon and other driveway. So thank you very much, Waima, and from Morocco. And I really
Thank you.
appreciate your time, your efforts in putting
You're
it.
welcome.
We'll keep in touch and we'll connect again. Thank you very much.
Thank you.